Welcome, everybody, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between or otherwise, back to Minor League Esports GG2 here. We are going with our third match of the night, and it is a banger of a matchup here. It is the Champ League Outlaws versus the Bulls, but it is not me bringing this alone to you tonight. I am joined by the illustrious, the amazing Grant, CFO. Grant, it has been a while since we've casted together, and I am so looking forward to it. How about you?
Me as well. I was like, man, when was the last time I casted with Gigabyte? It feels like it's been far too long, and that's because it has. I'm excited to go after this. It's not Champ League, actually. It's even better than Champ League. We're going to Master League.
My bad.
It's Master League. And you know what makes this one great? We got Bulls, who are first in their division, and then we got third in the division, Outlaws. So this one's just going to be high octane as always. The records look outstanding. 19-11 for the Bulls, 13-17 for the Outlaws. So Outlaws are obviously trying to pick off games, and that's what everybody's trying to do because we're halfway through the season. Himley halfway up the net to the top shelf for the first goal.
And, you know, a little bit of bias on my side. I am a bull for the Academy League Bulls here, so I got to put my biases out there. But bias aside, that was a great little touch there from Himley to get it around the last remaining player on the backside and score that quick kickoff goal. Bulls, the entire organization, kickoffs are something that we stress very highly, and having a strategy off that kickoff is incredibly important. So that it doesn't surprise me that they're already out to the races and scoring.
Not only you have kickoff, but you're right, that strategy thing. You have to talk about what are we doing after I hit the ball, because I know it says go on the screen and the whole game is telling me what to do, but it's all about what you do. Do you cheat up? Do you go around? Do you stay back? Do you get boost? What are you doing? Well, I can tell you that the Outlaws, though, have figured out a plan for offensive strategy. Right now, Pav, though, runs into a demo. Skylar puts it over to the sidewall for a moment. Solo Man's got a shot. Doesn't pick up the demo on Skylar. That probably would have been the opening they were looking for their first goal. They're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. Skylar got in the way of their teammate, which is so unfortunate there.
Well, the Outlaws now trying to push it back upfield into Bulls territory. Great little read there by Pav to get it past Skylar, but it won't be on target. And the Bulls, they've been focusing quite a lot here in the early running on making sure one person can do as much as one person can do. If they have an extra touch, go for it. And we see that happening here with Skylar as well, as he's been well in control of this ball for the last minute or so. And now a pass up to him from Himley, a great clear, but just not executed correctly. Can't bring it back onto target. Himley will get another touch, but Solomon in the right place at the right time gets it back upfield into the orange zone. A little bit of a back and forth game here after an early score.
It has been pretty back and forth. Nothing really coming of it yet, and I feel like a lot more could be produced with the Bulls, and Skylar just wants to get involved a little bit more than we would like to see them be involved, and I feel like that's why Bulls haven't found the net for a second time just quite yet. They got that kickoff goal at the very beginning in fantastic fashion, but this one's just going to be a drop down for the Outlaws, and how did it happen, Gigabyte?
Well, this is just a great little pass play. Pav lets it go, Solomon lets it go for Pav, excuse me. Baits Skylar into the touch off the wall, trying to get the dunk, but it won't happen. It'll just be the Outlaws all the way. 2:58 remaining. It's a 1-1 scoreline now. The Outlaws, they do lose that kickoff, but Solomon is there and ready to go for it. But beaten by Himley pretty cleanly. Pav to center, trying to keep it out of danger. So it'll just get sent right back in. As the Bulls, they have so much pressure here. Himley now trying to get it over Pav, almost able to get the touch, but Pav a good clear back upfield.
Right, Skylar with the control, fakes out one on the goal. Can they get further? They can't. Pav chases Skylar up the wall, lands on the ceiling. Himley's up for it as well. Shoots on target off the post, though, instead. Skylar with one fake challenge ends up in the hands of an Outlaws player. Not what they thought would happen off the clear.
A little bit too calculated here by Skylar and Himley. They were both going for something really funny there. Skylar thought he had Himley on the side, but Himley was busy being bullied by the other Outlaws attacker, and no chance of getting to that one as he was flipped upside down at the time. So a little bit too cute on the side of the Bulls. The Outlaws capitalize on it as Skylar is going to try and get one back off the kickoff. It's been good for the Bulls so far, and it will continue to be. Skylar evens it back up.
Not only is Skylar trying to get a goal back off the kickoff, but they are going to do so. Just a misread up on the backboard from Pav allows this one to slip by the defense. 2 minutes, 9 seconds to go. We're past halftime, and it's looking even as ever.
I mean, 2-2 at 2 is about as even as you can be, huh? I mean, it's all even numbers across the board.
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, well, back out to mid. Kind of a loose ball there. Outlaws are the first to jump on it as Soloman sets it back up to Skylar, who is waiting for it. Good little touch. Pav can get up to that one, though. It's not the greatest deflection, but he keeps it out of the net, and I suppose that's all you can ask for in such a situation where you have to scurry back like that.
Yeah, it's always awkward. Pav, though, even more awkward in the corner, was unable to get the ball around to midfield. Skylar can't make the touch. Himley up front, maybe a doink here. Yes, it does happen, but they can't capitalize any further. Another touch to midfield, met by Himley. No, again, Skylar. The miscommunication from the Bulls is really worrying, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Outlaws are able to find some sort of hole to strike through for their next counterattack. Solomon not able to make this one happen or count, though.
The Bulls are very calculated about how they run this. It's not seeming like they're taking any real chances. They're just trying to keep control of the ball and hope the Outlaws make a mistake, but so far, that hasn't exactly been working out for them. We're going to have to see them get a little bit more pressure going, like actual meaningful pressure on the Outlaws if they want to punch a hole through the defense. Because as of right now, we see that every time they go for something calculated like that, it gets sent back their way.
I couldn't agree with you more.
There we go.
They need to get something. Oh my goodness, off the woodwork though. Bulls had such a strong attempt, but nothing to come of it. Instead, they just hit the woodwork. Himley does float one up front. Oh no, a double commit on the defensive end for Outlaws. Plays it off the backboard though. This is a one-way to reorient it. Pav gets the demo, doesn't hit the ball to the net though. Pass back, Solomon touches, back while it goes. Here's the rebound, sneaks it in front for the lead at 16 seconds.
I can't help but feel that the Bulls are being a little bit too cautious. And the reason I say that is because we keep seeing them trying to slow play this. They need to get a little bit more speed behind them. And it's not working out for them trying to, take their time, be measured about their offense. They need to be go, 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 because this Outlaws team is catching them at every single turn.
And I think that's what Skylar has in the back of their mind. That's why they're trying to get involved so much. Maybe Himley's just not playing as fast as they would like to, or maybe not as usual. Bulls are unable to pick up one more goal. The clock has expired. Once the ball touches, it's all over. Skylar has no options, and it hits the floor. Outlaws take game one.
Well, a lot of players, a lot of people out there, including the Power Rankings Commission, a lot of them have the Bulls winning this one over the Outlaws because the Bulls are first in their division here. They're, 19-11 on their records, and the Outlaws are below 500, 13-17. So the Bulls definitely have the favor here, but the Outlaws, they appear to kind of be a little bit of the kryptonite of the Bulls' play style. We see them being very calculated, very measured in their pressure, but the Outlaws are just jumping on them every single time they can. Every single touch is responded to. So if you're the Bulls, how do you react to that?
I mean, it's once again that chemistry issues. I think there's small details that are kind of off about both sides, and there's those big gaping holes in the Bulls' defense that they need to tighten up. I think Skylar needs to do a bit of a better job at communicating what they're going to do because it doesn't feel like Himley is quite ready for it. So those communication issues are what's bringing up all these holes for the Outlaws to strike through, and in this case, we saw just enough. One goal from the Outlaws to take the entire game.
Yeah, and both of the Bulls' goals were off of kickoff goals. So don't get me wrong; those kickoffs are probably still going to be very nice to the Bulls. They're still probably going to be able to, get quick pressure off of the kickoff. But I don't really see them being able to use this exact tactic and continue to use that to their advantage to get an advantage over the Outlaws. They have to be more aggressive. They're being aggressive on the kickoff. Now let's just extend that aggression a little bit further into the rest of play.
Let's see if they can do it. Himley starts off with quite the luck out there. Still dangerous though, but no one around. Skylar throws it off the sidewall, continues down front, can't get past Pav. Himley in the back, plants one high up. Solomon has the solid clear back to midfield. Skylar's waiting. One more touch up high to the corner. Skylar back wall again. Pav has been really good about their defense so far in game two. keeping just about everything out that the Bulls are putting in. Solomon can't quite get it out though. Skylar on the verge of a goal, unable to find the pass. Himley tries their hand at it. I think the Bulls are starting to realize the importance of what could be some solo play.
We saw a little bit of solo play, but it really wasn't good. They were keeping it on the ground. We might have to see a little bit of a more freestyle game if they want to go for the solo plays. They could also, once again, go for those high-octane plays, those very fast and aggressive plays, and get passes going between each other in order to break through this Outlaws defense. Because it's certainly... The Outlaws defense has certainly been a little bit porous, and there have been some opportunities for the Bulls to take where they haven't. It's just they need to be quicker about it.
It seems so uncharacteristic for top of the division here, and they're just trying to settle something in. Pav off the left side, Solomon back in from the corner. Oh, this one caught Skylar by surprise, and Solomon takes the setup clean.
Pav just battling his way through there, gets into a favorable position for Solomon, and Skylar gets baited out by that first one, and then from there, there's nothing you're going to be able to do. Shot will get credited to Solomon, but Pav definitely had his helping hand in that one.
For sure, Skylar was in a tough spot.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe even in a tougher spot there. Skylar can't reach this one, and might be a runaway goal for the Outlaws. Can Solomon get there? No. All won't even find the opening. Skylar clears out defense. Solomon with a dunk. Skylar out to midfield again. Pav's there. Pushes it back into their own half. Off the lip, though. This is dangerous for anybody. Solomon had to contest quickly. Himley down to the front. Backboard again. Skylar can't turn as quick as they'd like. This ball still struggles out in the corner. Bulls want to produce something quickly. They are just struggling, shoveling the ball out as quick as they can. This one almost in. Skylar can't dunk under, and Outlaws escape yet another Bulls attack. Counterattack for them as well, doesn't find it.
There was an opportunity, but the Bulls trying to be a little bit too cute, trying to get it underneath everybody, wiggling and weaving their way through, trying to get the ball in the net, but they were trying to do a little bit too much there. A quick shot would have sealed the deal them for there, and it would be 1-1 going into halftime. Instead, we are at 1-0 in favor of the Outlaws.
I think right now it's all about how you're going to catch your opponent off guard. We saw what the Outlaws did to get their goal. They're catching them off on the defensive end. Oh no, can anybody from the Bulls get to this? Can anybody get to the ball at all on the pitch? They finally do. Outlaws able to get it away for now. Here's one to the backboard. Solomon puts it out to that same corner that Outlaws have been trying to rid the ball into over and over again. Skylar, a bit of an air dribble, pushes it out on the 50, looking to punch the goalie, can't get there. Solomon, oh man, it's almost like sad because Bulls are coming so close, but they miss just about every time.
Either it's a miss or they're just not taking their opportunities, and there it was kind of a combination of both. Skylar opened the door wide for Himley there, but Himley just couldn't bring that ball down on target, and instead it bounces up and over. So this is something that the Bulls are going to have to correct, because at this point, they're looking at letting the Outlaws run away with this one, and the Bulls are plenty capable of beating the Outlaws here. It's just that they have to take advantage of where the Outlaws give them opportunities. So far, that has been their weakest point.
Yeah, Bulls just need to shake off the chemistry rust because it looks like there's some things going for them, but it's just not consistent right now. Himley tries something to clear it out. Solomon right back in for the Outlaws, though. Pav on an uncontested ball, almost. Skylar maybe just calculated out for the fake. Himley on the side wants to pass middle, takes it for themselves instead. Air dribble over the defender to tie it just in time.
Well, this was a good reaction here by Himley. Recognizes Solomon is not in the right place. Goes up for the air dribble, gets just a quick touch. Solomon was, I don't know if he was starved or what happened there, but no matter how you look at it, Himley just able to get that second touch over top of him, and it's going to go top right corner. So now we have a 1-1 game with 42 seconds remaining. We could be in golden goal territory here, as now a furious defense for the Bulls comes out. Himley trying to get the touch. He's able to 50 Solomon, but not able to get it too dangerous. Himley, though, is going to be able to be the first one there off the backboard, looking for a teammate. Pav is not able to get that, and suddenly the pace of this game has gone up quite a lot. No touch by Skylar. He does get it. Himley into the far corner, finally able to put it through. Bulls giving the Outlaws a bit of a taste of their own medicine with 17 seconds remaining.
Oh, there's nothing that Pav could have done there. Himley had them beat, knew what to do, placed it long and to the side. Jeez, I did not think that the Bulls were going to be the ones to come out on top of this game, but they picked up the pace. They knew it was at stake, and we've started to see them incorporate that importance of solo play like we were talking about briefly. But Outlaws need to find something, anything, in these last 3 seconds. They are going to be desperate to keep this ball up, but it's so far out of reach. I don't even think Himley wants to leave it up. They know how tough that win was to get, and they'll get out of it just for now. It's 1-1 in the series with the Bulls taking game 2.
The Bulls were able to turn it up there right at the very end in terms of the pace of play, but I feel as though they need to be doing that quite a lot sooner. The Outlaws, they've been able to beat the Bulls to pretty much every 50, and the Bulls, they might have gotten away with one there, to be completely honest. So I feel as though if the Bulls can beat the Outlaws to these touches, can beat them to these 50s, then they'll be in a good spot. But the problem is they're just letting the Outlaws have the run of them in terms of their challenges. It's just, they can't get these cute plays that they want to do developed at all because the ball's just being taken away from them. And you have to have a hold of the ball long enough to be able to start these plays. So a couple quick executed strikes from the Bulls, a couple passing plays maybe. We saw a couple upfield passes. All of those are fantastic. We just need to see them bring the whole package together.
I think what the Outlaws were doing well was doing those touches that caught the defense off guard. That was how they got their first goal. I already mentioned that, but if they can do that more, most of the time it comes from beating the opponent to the ball, and especially when the Bulls want to keep the ball close and play these solo plays or do whatever, which I think that's how they got both of their goals, so they understand the importance of that. They don't want to get locked into these 1v1 plays, so make sure there's somebody contesting well and effectively to make sure that that stuff doesn't happen. Don't give the Bulls as much room, and just play as a team, do what's important, and that's, just challenge the ball, really.
Yeah.
That's the whole basis of the game, is hit the ball. So I think Outlaws just need to get up in the face of the Bulls a little bit more and not let off when they get their first goal.
Yeah, that getting in the face of the Bulls has been the Bulls' kryptonite so far, and we might see a little bit of kryptonite here as almost a kickoff goal by the Outlaws, but the Bulls are going to let it settle. Himley wasn't really in any position to be able to get an effective touch on that. And now the Bulls a little bit scrunched together. Pav is going to send this one into the corner, but Skylar is there. Solomon up top. Himley's going to have to go for the squishy if he wants it, but Skylar comes from the side and says, nah, not today. Now a quick breakaway for the Bulls. We might see them get something working, but Skylar is going to be removed from the play, and that's going to diffuse all of that pressure.
I love the trust, though, that's coming on the defensive end of Outlaws. We saw a true trust fall test, and that ball came across the front of the net. They didn't be selfish. They didn't take the ball for themselves. They let the rotations play out, so that is really good to see. Like I said, play as a team, and you'll find those successes in the Outlaws. But here's Skylar off the backboard to clear for their defense. Pav gets the touch right back to where it came from. Can't get the flick to go. Himley sends long. Skylar off the corner. Himley might challenge. They do. They've jumped. This will allow the Outlaws to start their counterattack. Just passes too far out of reach, and Skylar's able to keep it in midfield. Half down low dunk by Himley to the backboard. It goes, looks for the bump, doesn't find it on the way out. Skylar fails on the midfield. You know how important that presence is to be there when the ball comes back. Just this time, unable to find it. Trying to get out of their defensive half. Solomon's up for this one. Got the beat. Backboard. Pav 1v1 play. Can get any kind of flick here, but Himley is able to get the bicycle kick and clear it to the corner for now.
Tried to go over the top of Himley. Himley was ready for it. Now Himley has to get another one on low boost. Has just enough to be able to keep control of that one out of there. Nice little fake there. Himley goes underneath Pav. Might have the opportunity for the goal. It's going to go off backboard. Solomon gets bumped out. Skylar isn't there to capitalize on it. And it'll go back out to midfield. And the Outlaws will finally be able to get the clear. But this is something that the Bulls have been doing very well the entire time, is controlling the ball when they do have it. It's just that it gets taken away from them frequently before they can get anything going. But when the Bulls do get a play going, they're scary and they're always threatening a touch. And this might be an open net. No, Himley. It's going to be an own goal from Solomon. Himley just sets that one up there. Did he have any boost? I don't think he had any boost to go for this one.
No.
Just gets the touch forward, and Solomon, so unfortunate.
Yeah, that was all Solomon could have done there. They were trying to recover quick and get back as soon as they can. They realized the situation with low boost, just unable to get around it, and unfortunately just finds itself in their own net, but Outlaws are the team that are going to regain off of this one, or at least they are the ones who are capable. We don't know what's exactly going to come through to the future. We can only make predictions and throw out hypotheticals. Here come the Bulls, though, off of the offense. Skylar gets the boost grab from the Outlaws. Big bump here sets up the disruption play. Himley just can't capitalize, and now we're seeing this trade-off between Skylar and Himley. Go for these bump plays and let the other go for the solo shot. They're going to need to make these counts if they want to expand on this lead. The Outlaws really resorted to going for these corner clears, and Bulls find them at just about every twist and turn, which is one of the bigger adjustments I was suggesting them make. Now this ball bounces downfield. Back to midfield, Himley up to the ceiling. Skylar might have a read, fakes it instead, goes low. Solomon up and clears it out. Outlaws on their transition.
Now back onto the orange side, or sorry, the Bulls side. Skylar tries to get a touch on that one, not quite able to get down to it. Himley gets a long clear. It's going to buy the Bulls a little bit of time. Skylar, good interception, though, as it was going from Solomon to Pav. Skylar trying to drop it down for his teammate, but Himley backs off of that one. I think he had time to go for it, but choosing to be cautious in this situation, probably a little bit wise.
I think most of these guys have just played the patient game in a way, and speak of the devil, Solomon waits for the opportunity to strike, lets it come down, and just sweeps it under the fridge.
Ooh, that might have been a bit of a non-patient game on the side of the Bulls, as Skylar and Himley both jumped for that one. One up, one off the wall. That just leaves an open net for Solomon. So now 1-1 with a minute remaining. And if the last two games are anything to say about it, the one who strikes that comeback goal in the latter part of the game is also the one who strikes the final put-away goal in the last 20 seconds. So will that repeat itself and the Outlaws find another win out of this one? Himley's going to let it come to him. A bit of a demo festival on the field. And the Outlaws will be able to send it back.
Here comes Pav, though, on a dribble. 1v1s are so important. What? Oh, what? I need to take another look at this. What just happened?
Well, Pav didn't get a touch. Instead, goes for the bump on Himley, and it rolls in.
What? That's so ridiculous. What a landing from Pav. See, I do all this spectating stuff in the fly cam, so I'm looking at it from the side, and it looks so strange, and then seeing it from the front, it all came together to make sense, just like the Outlaws have come together to play as a team and get the lead, and might actually take game 3 here. Pav has one more clear. They'll need to keep this ball away from the Bulls, but that's not going to happen just yet. Pav makes the leap, but can't get back to defense in time.
Well, there it is. There's the tying goal for the Bulls. They're going to try and force an overtime here, potentially. They might try and do it in regulation, as the first couple games, the Bulls have been very, very good on kickoffs. Himley's going for it. Solomon just wants to get that one out of the way. Says, nah, you're not getting this one. Oh, no. No way, Pav. No, he's not able to put it in. Skylar gets the clutch save to force the overtime.
Skylar was rocking in their boots just then, sweating bullets, praying that one didn't go in. They were able to recover just for a moment, enough to get them to overtime, but Bulls still suffer the pressure. Here comes Himley. Oh no, a huge miss. Any tap could go in, and it will for the Outlaws. Solomon with the game winner.
Well, pancakes it on the wall, fakes out the challenge by the Bulls, and then that's how the cookie crumbles. The Outlaws will take a 2-1 lead in this 5-game series, and they're threatening to take the series in 4 here. But I gotta say, the Outlaws, they came back very well that game. They did have the deficit there, and then they came back to take that 2-1 lead. The Bulls came back, and then the Outlaws came back and took it in overtime. And we're continuing to see this trend across this series of one team will take a lead throughout the first 4 or so minutes of the game, and then all of a sudden in the end, everyone decides, oh, hey, we're playing Rocket League, and everybody lights up and starts like really popping off in the latter part of the game.
It's going to do great things for the Outlaws, though. Despite when it happened, and that's all that matters. As long as you can get the game win, do what you got to do to get there. I mean, Well, what else can you do? It's all happy times now. It does great things for the momentum. You move into the next game with a game win under your belt. And like you said, Outlaws would love to close this out in 4 games, and we could very well see that. Regardless of what happens, though, we'll play all 5 in the set because, like I mentioned at the very start, every game's going to count towards playoffs. Everybody's trying to get as many games as they can. That's why we compete. That's why we have seasons. That's how this whole thing works. I don't know how we keep coming back to what's the bare bones basic rule for whatever's going on our screen. But that's just the way it is. We're going into game 4. Here's where we find what people are made of.
Well, this isn't going to be good for the Bulls here, no matter how you look at it. They're only sitting 1 game ahead of the Elite going into this for the Volcanic division, so they will be looking to try and put these last couple games away as quickly as possible, as they don't want to go down another one here. Losing this would be a huge killer for them going into the latter part of the season.
For real, they would not want to drop this game at all, but Skylar drops this one into Outlaws territory. Can't make the second touch. Oh no, the second man is committed, leaving the net exposed, right in their way home to a goal.
Well, the Bulls definitely playing with a sense of purpose here, but unfortunately the purpose was a little bit misguided, as a huge overcommit by the Bulls is going to be a crucial error that's going to allow the Outlaws to score on the open net. And I like what I'm seeing from the... I like the spirit. I like the idea. But you got to challenge when you know you can, kind of be covered by your teammate, at least reasonably covered by your teammate. Oh, good flick! Oh, not able to connect with it is Skylar. But now we're seeing the Bulls start to play in their more characteristic play style.
We're starting to see a lot of things characteristic for ML comeback. We're starting to see punishments immediately, and that's how Outlaws have gotten their goal in Game 4 right in front of us. Hopefully we can see more straighten up. The Bulls started to fall apart. We're starting to see shades of Game 1 again, with people just getting too eager to get involved. Skylar tries the quick play and the fake. Nothing to come of it. This is a long bomb downfield. Tough for Himley to handle, but did handle it well enough. Gets it to the corner. Solomon dunked by Skylar. Sent back the other way. Pav just trying to put the ball off course and off target. Pav has the control. Doesn't know how much room they've got to work with, though. Solomon picks it up, but not the boost. Waiting in the corner, gets a 50. Oh, it's right over the head of Himley. Can they get back in time? Yes, they can. Just able to shuffle it off to the side for now. Himley back into Solomon. Oh no, Skylar real awkward here. Got to it just in time. The demo might have picked up the goal. Solomon, tough angle, puts it just out of reach of the defense, and Outlaws with the 2-goal lead.
Forcing Himley here to make some really uncomfortable saves, and he would have had to recover literally perfectly to have any chance of getting to that save, as Solomon puts it across the net for their second goal of the game. But it's starting to get away. It's starting to get away from the Bulls here. And another interesting factoid today. This is Himley's first doubles match this entire season. So you did say that you thought there might have been some chemistry issues on the side of the Bulls, and it does look like you're correct. Although Skylar, he doesn't need chemistry. His only chemistry is shake and bake, because he almost just shake and bakes his way to a goal there. Not quite able to get it done, though, in the end. And that might explain as well why the Bulls are going for so many of these solo plays that end up not working out in the end, is because they're just not quite used to each other.
No, and that's the most important thing. You got to have that second man that's always trusty, and here they come as we're talking about him. Himley, as said second man, walks it to the house with a simple dribble play. Makes sure that it goes in and picks up 1 goal for the Bulls at half.
Well, that's exactly what the Bulls needed. At least they have 2.5 minutes remaining to get that 1-goal equalizer. And if the rest of the games are to continue in their pattern here, the last half of the game is always the more exciting one, in the last minute specifically. So we have a little bit here before we start to see these two teams really start to feel the pressure to perform. Although the Bulls, they're pressuring the Outlaws, trying to make sure they perform on defense. So far, Himley is going to be the one to pressure them here. Oh no, not a great touch. It's going to go back upfield. Now both Skylar and Himley forced to scurry back. Skylar gets a good 50, and that'll at least prevent the pressure. Himley and Pav will go for the 50, back across, and here it's just a matter of the Outlaws covering the field where they need to.
Right, and Skylar down the left side back up to the ceiling. Bulls, I'd like to remind you, they need to get this game if they want any hopes of staying alive in the series and taking it to game 4. They're struggling because Pav, as we've highlighted them on defense, they're going to be making some highlight reel plays pretty shortly, and they're going to need to do so here. They can't get back, but they don't need to. No shot comes in from the Bulls. Solomon is the hero of the time now. Skylar takes him out. Pav up front. Emily clears to the corner. Have taken out the defense once again, creating any room possible for Solomon to come in and get one more goal to put the Bulls out of reach for securing game 4.
Well, this is an Outlaws team so far here as well that has been playing with a sense of purpose. As much as the Bulls should be playing with a sense of purpose in this game, which it looks like they are, the Outlaws need to win tonight to stay in the playoff race. At least to stay in a good spot in the playoff race. And there's 6 games out of playoffs, so taking off 3 here against the Bulls would be huge. But oh my goodness, the Bulls are threatening to put it in at every moment now. 30 seconds remaining. I told you this is when it would get good. Skylar tries to keep this one threatening, but Pav is able to get a long clear as Himley was not up to commit on that one. Instead, it'll just buy time. Back across the net for Solomon. He might have just put in the dagger for the series.
There are not many times my hand goes over my mouth in shock, but this has been one of them. The defense holds true all the way to the other end, and Solomon has created that 2-goal deficit that the Bulls need to climb back from, and I don't think it'll happen unless Himley has something to say about it. Almost picks up a goal, but Outlaws form a wall to break through. Skylar needs to score this flip reset immediately, and they do. They've got 4 seconds to go.
Well, Skylar in 8th in overall goals this season. We're starting to see why. He is able to get it around 2. Solomon just not in the right place to get a touch on that one. Pav committing a little bit too high. Pav might not be used to those yet as he just ranked up from Champ League earlier on this season. But here we go. 1 second left.
No way.
The 0's on the clock. Skylar looking for it. Oh. It's going to go wide, and the Outlaws will take the game. They will take the series, but as we always do here in MLE, we play Game 5 because it's overall record that matters. But it will be a series win for the Outlaws, and that's got to sting if you're the Bulls.
Oh, it hurts me, man. Skylar was such a prime opportunity. Just wasn't able to make up their mind in time to get something going, to make that decision, and they just ended up missing to the right side. Like, what would you have done in that situation? You got a defender on the back wall, you got one in the net. Do you go for a flick? Do you try to hold it up? Do you have the nerves calm? Like, so I don't even know.
He did have Himley next to him, so he had a couple more options than to try and go for a long flick across. But honestly, I cannot argue with his decision making. He was probably in a good spot to try and do that. He just didn't execute on it. He did not get that ball where it needed to be. So he had both the Outlaws defenders completely stuck out. It was just facing each other. They were both flat-footed on top of each other. It's just not on target by Skylar. So I don't know if he knew that he wasn't going to have the ability to put that on target. If that's the case, he probably should have passed it off to Himley, like a high flick or something. But it's just I really cannot argue with the decision making there in those last couple seconds.
Sure, it was just the execution that got off a little bit. Well, even though it's a tough pill to swallow, that is the fact that we have unfolded in front of us. 3-1 in the series. Outlaws have taken it, but we play all 5 games, and here is that 5th game. Skylar, for redemption to start off, would like to get over Solomon, cannot though. Leaving Himley all alone. Good 50 from them, though, keeping the Bulls' offensive pressure rolling. Pav's going to have a decent clear out here. Looks for the 50, gets it over top instead. Skylar takes out both players, allowing a free goal to sneak in. Oh my goodness, not as free as Skylar initially thought.
Yeah, no. This is an example of those deceptive times where an open goal is not quite as open as you think it is. That was actually really close by Solomon there. Almost able to touch that one away, but nope, the Bulls will get an early kind of a kickoff goal. I don't know what you want to classify that as. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Is that a kickoff goal, Grant? Is that a kickoff goal?
I think we can just call it a good goal, regardless of whether it was a kickoff or not. It developed anyway. They had the pressure going for most of the kickoff. So, yeah, I don't know. I am not going to be the one to define that because people would get mad at me at the way I define things. Skylar, though, on the backside here, is able to get the back pass. Outlaws right back immediately. Skylar backing across to the corner. Solomon can't beat out Himley. They've got the dunk. Have up high, blocks away. Everybody just throwing hands at each other today. Going for the bumps, going for the physical play. Ooh. Skylar, though, going for the aerial play. Doesn't find the ball at the end of the ceiling shot, but Himley, oh my goodness, they've got a chance off to the backboard, and no one's around to finish it. The execution again comes back to bite the Bulls.
The Bulls, it just hasn't been their day in terms of completing their opportunities. I don't know if it's just a matter of chemistry or if they're feeling off today or what have you. It's just not going well for them, and now they're team bumping each other too. Himley being a little bit slow on the push, and it will get challenged and sent away by Solomon. That's exactly what you can't do in twos. Twos, even more so than threes in some instances, is a very high-paced game. You can't be waiting to get those long, drawn-out plays.
Oh, I think chemistry, as you were talking about, will be coming in as a factor right now. Himley, though, we've seen them do it once before, and it's the same exact play, just from the other wall. Defense looked good, looked like they were about to save it, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Just, I think, like, I'm having deja vu at that goal. We saw Himley do that exact same thing. And I believe he was the same player that he even scored it on earlier.
It was.
So, yeah. So, a little bit of deja vu there. I don't know. Maybe give the ball to Himley on the wall every single time. Easy money, yo.
Well, hopefully we can see the Bulls do more.
Hodl the ball. Get the tendies.
Get on it.
Get the tendies.
Get the tendies and feed them to Himley. Is that what we're calling the ball now? Is it just one giant nugget just floating across the field right now?
Absolutely. Tendies.
Well, all right. Pav's going to almost take the nugget into the post, or into the goal, but it hits the post instead. Skylar's got their hands on the chicken tendies this time around. Flip reset. Nothing to come of it. No flick off the back end. Himley is able to steer around the corner. Puts it out to the middle for now. Solomon catches low. Doesn't find it low. Bulls, their shot out. I guess they're 50. It wasn't really a shot. It was out to the side. Pav right back the other way once again. No, with all the miscommunications and the chemistry issues we've seen from the Bulls, at least they're up 2 goals.
Diamond hands.
Let's make it 3 goals.
Himley to Skylar. Skylar has the diamond hands. He hodls that one right into the goal for the tendies. The Bulls lead this one 3-0 with 2 minutes remaining in Game 5. They're just trying to cut their losses at this point, and everybody's having fun. And I think I just killed my co-caster.
I'm alive over here. We got to see some barbecue sauce come out from the Bulls as they took it in for an all-you-can-eat buffet of goals. That's what we've seen here. Himley looking for a 4th round of some chicken tendies. Skylar has their chance on the wall. Let's see if they can do any better. Goes for the flip reset, runs into Solomon with a fantastic 50 off the backboard. Oh, Skylar touched it down. It's in front of net. Bulls can't get another. Outlaws defense holds true for now, able to push it out back to mid. Skylar's there. Okay, how many chances are we going to give the Bulls here today, Outlaws? Do we have any idea? I don't know, but Skylar gets the scoop touch they were looking for. Can't find the bump on the back.
The answer to your question.
And the
oh no!
Oh no! The ball has hit both posts. Oh no! No chicken tendies today.
No tendies for the Outlaws, all tendies for the Bulls. Wait, would that be buffalo wings? Bull wings? No?
Oh
no.
Wait.
I could go for some buffalo
wings.
It would
right
almost
now. Be. Dude, honestly, some beat-ups? I'm down for that, bro. That. All right, I'm sending the DoorDash order right now. Oh my goodness!
What a
well, hang
flick.
on. Before we get there, I think Solomon has just delivered something else to the net.
Solomon delivering delicious tendies upon the net. He's going to get a goal there. 3-1 now. The Outlaws do have the outside shot with 33 seconds remaining. Low player counts on the field equal more opportunities to score late in the game. He's going to get it over one. Is this one going to be an opportunity for Pav? It is! 3-2 now!
No. This is not going to happen. If there's a comeback here that pushes this to overtime, I'm just going to say it. It's not going to happen. No.
See, Grant, you say that. You say that. But the problem is, with casters saying that, it's usually the exact same thing that happens. It's called a caster curse. And you might have just cursed it here. Solomon up the wall. MLE is back, but he's frozen. Oh, Skylar is there just in time.
Oh, no. Not the best touch from Solomon, though. 5 seconds ticking away. Pav, down in front of their own net. I told you it wasn't going to happen, but not like this.
Oh, there it is. Pav misses it. MLE scores the dagger. It's going to be the Bulls taking Game 5. But the series will go firmly in favor of the Outlaws. A win that they sorely needed, and a loss that the Bulls definitely did not, as they will probably be falling to the elite in the Volcanic division. In the midpoint of the season, they need to come back in the latter part. And I think we had previously talked about it, Grant, but I think the biggest problem for the Bulls here is just chemistry. Skylar and MLE did not play all that well together.
No, I would 100% agree with you there. There were some moments of brilliance, but most of those were just solo plays. So they didn't play well together, and that was the issue. If they were able to play together and get those solo plays, we might have seen some more stuff happen, but they didn't feel like they were moving around each other smoothly. They were getting in each other's faces, bumping each other at times. We saw a couple of those happen throughout the course of the series. It really was just the big old chemistry word that most people hate, but it's just the cold, hard truth. Although, props to the Bulls for being able to get it done in Game 5. They got it up to that 2-3 loss instead of a 1-4. That would have been a lot worse for them, especially being on top of the division. Yeah,
and honestly, a lot of the pundits out there in the MLE community were predicting the Bulls taking this one. And I guarantee B++ is going to be out there saying, ha, I knew it. I knew it would be the Outlaws, because he's been notoriously wrong on his picks for the last couple weeks here, so I'm sure he's going to be celebrating. And the Outlaws are going to be celebrating as well, and the Bulls back to the drawing board. Maybe have these two players play a little bit more over the course of the next couple weeks. Get some scrims in there.
Well, B++, our wonderful scriptwriter in the back, making some magic happen. And speaking of magic, there is much more of that to come. We've got the Comets taking on the Sharks up next in Foundation League. You're not going to want to miss this. Foundation League means FL, and FL translates to Fun League. You want some fun? You better stick around and come back for some more. We'll see you in a moment.
Tendies.